Good morning, everybody. This is Mitch Mortian coming live from Brand Live Radio at the Melville studio. It is a fantastic day, and yes, this is the throes of summer that we're experiencing. So for today's A Twist in the Yarn episode, this particular episode is called The Genetics of Genes. So let me give you a little twister here. A gene is the basic physical and functional unit of heredity. Genes are made up of DNA. Some genes act as instructions to make molecules called proteins. However, many genes do not code for proteins. In humans, genes vary in size from a few hundred DNA bases to more than 2 million bases. Every person has 2 copies of each gene, one inherited from each parent. Hold a second, guys. This is on genes and genetics. I want to talk about the jeans wear, the denim stuff. Okay, I think we're sufficiently confused. Oh, is that just another prank that's up my sleeve, eh? Alright, guys, yes, let's set matters straight. You know, this is a lifestyle show. I did mention there's lots of fun, there's tons of music, and there's oodles of good fashion and fashion sense, and there's just yarns of tales. So, right, the show is called The Genetics of Genes, and allow me, that genes is spelled as J-E-A-N-S, okay? Nothing to do with the hereditary and the DNA and the chromosomes issue. We'll leave that to the other doctors and the other medical shows. Right, so with this show, it's going to be fun as usual. We're going to do and play a lot of old music, and the only reason I can play the old stuff and not some of the new genetic music is that, you know, we do have to observe the copyright rule. So I've dug into some of my trenches and boxes, and yes, I've managed to pull up a few things. What you've heard in the beginning of the show is such a tearjerker. That was, you know, that was called Venus in Blue Jeans, and it was performed, the original performances by Jimmy Clanton. That's the one we've just aired. You may have heard many other versions from all the 1950s and 60s crooners, Bobby Vinton, Bobby V, oh, you name it, they've all attempted to do it. I just thought in terms of authenticity, let's get the original singer and let him, excuse me, belt it out, and as he did it in the 1950s. So yes, Venus in Blue Jeans, such a terrific song. But now, let's hasten back to the aspect of blue jeans, and once again, as with most of the shows, let's go back into some history and just flesh out how things were. You know, blue jeans aren't just America's favorite thing, or for that matter, any country's favorite thing to wear. They're an iconic part of pop culture, and over the years, blue jeans have come to represent a certain kind of freedom, independence, and the cool factor. And I think these 3 points, the freedom, the independence, and the cool factor, that's all distinctively first world. And yes, it would either stem from the UK or across the Atlantic, the Americas, in this case, in the instance, North America. And is it any wonder that the blue jeans are America's most successful fashion export? I'm led to believe that from the research we're doing, that the American export on jeans per annum is larger than some countries' GDP. And I'm talking about $200 billion. Yes, larger than some small African states' GDP. Anyway, back to the fun stuff here. So, if it's so successful on the fashion export, and it then makes sense that it has to garner strength and fundamentalism from the folk, the common folk. So many pop artists and musical artists have celebrated many shows dressed in t-shirts and jeans, and of course some have taken time to pen songs regarding the jeans itself. An interesting aspect here is that, you know, when I owned my first pair of Levi's jeans, at that particular stage it was, I've arrived. Mind you, that pair of Levi's jeans was the hand-me-down. So, look at it this way. So, I started off the show with talking about the jeans and being hereditary, and every person has 2 copies of the jeans. Well, it makes perfect sense now. So, when I inherited my pair of jeans, it was for my elder bro. And mind you, it was still a Levi Strauss jeans. It still had the rivets. It still had this the buttons for the flies. Oh, and that was really a painful thing for me. Take you time to undo it and time to rebutton. But nonetheless, when I inherited my first pair of Levi's jeans, it was the moment. I've said I've arrived, and I am sure. Okay, I'm making a lot of jest of it now, but of the folk that have worn a pair of Levi's or inherited it, or basically were economically viable at that stage to buy a brand new one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So on that note, let's do a further musical foray, sticking with the 50s. And here's the Shangri-Las, and this one is called Leader of the Pack. I want you guys to picture what the lyrics about and just try and get into the mood.
Betty, is that Jimmy's ring you're wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, it must be great riding with him. Is he picking you up after school today?
Mm-mm.
By the way, where'd you meet him?
I met him at the candy store. He turned around and smiled at me. You get the picture?
Yes, we see.
That's when I fell for
The leader of the pack.
my folks were always putting him down.
Down, down.
They said he came from the wrong side of town.
What you mean when you say that he came from the wrong side of town?
They told me he was bad, but I knew he was sad. That's why I fell for
The leader of the pack.
One day my dad said, find someone new. I had to tell my Jim you it
What you mean when you say that you better go find somebody new?
He stood there and asked me why. All I could do was cry. I'm sorry I hurt you.
The leader of the pack.
He saw us small and kissed me goodbye. The tears were beginning to show. As he drove away on that rainy night, I begged him to go slow. And what he heard, I'll never know.
Look out, look out, look out, look out! I felt so helpless, what could I do? Remembering all the things we've been through. In school they all stop and stare. I can't have a chance, but I don't care.
Sad ending indeed. We told you guys, speed kills. Alright, on a more fun note, that was the Shangri-Las, and that song, geez, I remember, I was still a kid, and it was played on all the FM stations. And I think one that everybody related to was the old Springbok, or even prior to that, it was the LM radio station, and that was broadcasted from Mozambique. And then we had a chance to listen to real American hits and British hits and all sort of music that were invariably denied the access to the South African airways. Anyway, I digress. So here's some interesting facts about jeans. I alluded to the fact about the Levi's jeans earlier, and just to round things properly up, the actual Levi's inventors was a joint effort, and it was Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss that teamed up. For some reason or the other, Levi Strauss got his name sewn onto the label, but I suppose he contributed much to it because he was a manufacturer of tents and certain hardware and garments that were deployed in the industrial areas. Well, that particular time it would be in the Western Frontier, the railroad, and in the mining. Now, an interesting fact about the jeans is that, have you noticed that there's a ubiquitous orange thread with all Levi jeans, and I think it's also being spread into the now modern and topical and fashionable ones. That orange thread that Levi Strauss used, that was for stitching of the jeans, and it's actually now a trademark. It was used as a distinguishable feature and to match the color of the copper rivets. Yes, rivets. Rivets are used on the jeans to make them stronger, especially in the pockets. And in the beginning, Levi placed rivets on all pockets, front and back, but people started complaining that the rivets at the seat of the pants was scratching the furniture. So they had certain amendments. But now, one of the most popular style of the Levi is the 501s. And it's interesting that the making of one pair of Levi 501s requires 37 separate sewing operations. 37. And I just thought that the making or the manufacturing of a pair of jeans will entail about tops, let's say 15 sewing operations. But 37, that is an eye to detail. And the first jeans came in two styles. They were basically indigo blue and brown cotton duck. Oh, by the way, indigo blue is essentially a dye that was created in India. Yes, so India has some play and some right of ownership in the Levi's jeans. Now, of course, when you utilize indigo in jeans, it's a darker color, and the entire thing behind jeans having a dark color is to hide the dirt. And of course, as I mentioned, the jeans were essentially used, or rather worn, by factory workers, miners, Western riders on the farms, the cowboys, the cowgirls, and then slowly it went into other utilities such as the fire brigade, the ambulance, and in some aspects the police. I'd like to take you down further to the discovery of, we call it the worn look jeans, or the used pair of jeans. This actually came out by accident. Now, before I get into this little ditty story, let's have another cool track.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat.
Well, it's one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoe. Well, you can knock me down, step in my face, slander my name all over the place. Well, do anything that you want to do, but honey, lay off them shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoes. Let's go, cat! Oh, walk the dog. Well, you can burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor from an old fruit jar. Well, do anything that you wanna do, but honey, lay off of my shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoe. Rock it! One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Now go, 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 but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoe. Well, it's blue, blue, blue suede shoes, blue, blue, blue suede shoes, yeah, blue, blue, blue suede shoes, baby, blue, blue, blue suede shoes. Well, you can do anything but take over my blue suede shoes.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat.
Hey Bonang, how are you?
Hi Tuli, look so beautiful. Hey, long time no see. What happened to your skin, by the way? The last time I saw you, you had a lot of blemishes and breakouts. It was so terrible, man.
Wow, thanks for that, Bonang. Luckily, I discovered DMK. Have you heard of DMK?
DMK? Who are they?
DMK is a paramedical skincare brand that specializes in all skin conditions. Would you like their number?
Yes, please.
I know you're not good at numbers, so let me give you their website address because your skin looks terrible. It's www.dmkskincare.co.za.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za.
Yes, we're back, and whoa, did I enjoy that Elvis Presley song bopping along the studio here. Well, you know, I told you guys I'm doing this stuff on jeans wear, and I just thought that blue suede shoes does in some way reflect, you know, the author, or rather the sartorial aspect of jeans, and who better to put that out there than Elvis? All right, so we were talking about how the faded look jeans came about. So it all happened, of course, in the New York East Village, in Greenwich Village. There was a certain boutique, and that boutique was called Limbo. And by accident, the retailer decided to wash a pair of jeans, and that was due to a supposed stain on the crotch area of the jeans. And of course, once they did a thorough wash, and they then looked around and said, geez, this has an amazing effect. This is a brand new pair of jeans, but yes, we did do a little wash on it, but it has this worn effect. And that effect became a new fashion hit. So today, there's thousands of jeans, pairs of jeans out there that are put through various means of, we could call it stressing in the factory. They have the stressed look, the distressed look, and even the aspect of now jeans where it has the real worn out look or worn in, where you have various types and shapes of holes and cuts and tears on it. You know, the jeanswear is essentially a statement that started out quite a while back. It was basically an anti-establishment statement to say that we are not going to conform. But when you have the likes of famous people, the likes of artists, the likes of musicians, especially that echelon of people that are influencers and in some means a decision maker in your life, things then take on a different trend. So here's a quick did you know that statistically every American on average owns 7 pairs of blue jeans. 7 pairs, guys. I think most of us out here in this this neck of the woods are lucky to own 2 pairs. And then further to that, you're looking at there's a given birthday to this artifact of jeans. It's been declared that the 20th of May 1873 is the birthday of our blue jeans. And of course, this is from the Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss stable. Now, jeans have changed dramatically. Yes, we spoke about it becoming very popular to the utility side of business, even to the American soldiers in World War II. They were very keen on wearing jeans. And as time wore, we then had different styles of jeans. And I think currently in the 21st century, and especially with the millennials, the skinny jeans has come to pot. But mind you, as mentioned before, and people will often talk about it, that fashion is cyclical. So whilst we call the slim fit jeans, skinny jeans, etc., remember they were adopted from the old, here we go, the drain pipes, the stove pipes, the tight pants, the cigarette pants, the pencil pants, the skinny pants or skinnies. Now, of course, those were the ancestors to it. But if you're really looking at the genetics here, the ancestors of the skinny jeans was actually born out in France, and that was at the court of Louis XIII. And oh yes, so once again, you know, thank goodness for the French nobility. Sometimes what they wore, and if you look at it, maybe at those times it was really awful, but those awful items transcended time and became fashion items. On that note, I want to play a next track, and this is one of the favorites. I hope it resonates with you. It is one of the mainstays of rock and roll, and this was the band that really brought in flower power.
And the sky is
passed along the way. Well, I got down on my knees and I pretend to pray. You know the preacher like to go. He knows I'm gonna stay.
Today is no grey skies, guys. Skies all bright, sunny. Yes, we have the cumulus clouds, but still a beautiful day. So if you're in the Melville area, do come out to 27 Boxes. We have a terrific kiddies park. And if I didn't see you on Wednesday night at the Halloween, mind you, at our store, Timeless Clothiers, we call it Halloween. A little dig into the locality. Yes, so please come out to 27 Boxes. Things are happening. Tomorrow is our Saturday market, and you'll be sure to get terrific bargains. Speaking of bargains, I just want to round the show up by just looking, and of course tease you a bit in terms of the top most expensive jeans. So we start you off with Gucci. I am not going to tell you the price. That will really make you sick. Then we go down to Guess. Yes, the Guess brand. Actually, the Guess brand started out in Nashville. Amazing. That's a country western town. And the third most expensive pair of jeans is the Dolce & Gabbana. Very awesome Italian stuff. Sticking with the Italian jeans, then we have the Roberto Cavalli jeans. And at number 5, you're looking at the Levi Strauss authentic wear. And moving further down, we have a pair of jeans I haven't heard of, and it's called the Ernest Sewn Custom Fit. Look out for that, guys. It's from the pictures here, it really looks amazing. Followed then by Escada and APO jeans, which is the Alpha Phi Omega brand. And then we have 7 for All Mankind. And then lastly, we have jeans called Dassault Apparel. Dassault as in Renault. So on that note, we've now reached the home stretch. It's no longer 100 meters. I now have about 40 meters, the producer is saying. So let me make it quick. Thank you once again for listening to a Twist in the Yarn. This is Mitch Mortian. I represent Timeless Clothiers here at 27 Boxes. And thank you to Brand Live Radio. I'd like to end this segment with the master blaster of all American guitar playing, and that is Jimi Hendrix, and this is Little Wing.
She's walking through the clouds with a circus smile that's running wild. Butterflies and zebras and moonbeams and a fairy tale. That's all she ever thinks about. Riding with the wind. When I'm sad, she comes to me. A thousand smiles she gives me free. It's alright, she says it's alright. Take anything you want from me. Anything.
Live from 27 Boxes in the heart of Melville, this is brandlive.co.za.